Hey class, I'm gonna record the board problem review just in case you either missed it in class on Tuesday or you're online learning on Thursday. So some of it you might have already seen, you can fast forward through or you can rewatch it if you want some extra practice. So this is found in the Unit 6 workbook. I'm going to start with the simplifying day 1 board problems, simplifying the following. So in the first one, the top, the numerator has already been factored. So the only thing I can simplify here are the coefficients, the 2 and the 4. And 2 over 4 simplifies to 1/2. So we can simplify this to 1 and then 4 plus x over 2x. So I simplified 2 over 4 to 1/2. And then really on the top, you no longer need 1 times 4 plus x is just 4 plus x over 2x would be the final answer. In number 2, so first thing I notice is that x to the 4th minus 81 is difference of perfect squares. X to the 4th is x squared times x squared. So it's going to factor. This is an a squared minus b squared, where it factors to a plus b times a minus b. And then 81 then is positive 9 and negative 9. So factors like that. Then I have an x squared minus 9 in the denominator as well. So even though these two are difference of perfect squares again, and they factor one more time to x plus 3 and x minus 3, at this point they're the same thing, so they simplify. Anything divided by itself is 1. So that means in the denominator we're left with just a 1. And so x squared plus 9 divided by 1 is just x squared plus 9. So x squared plus 9 is our answer. That one does not factor any further because there's a positive 9, not a negative 9. In number 3, I can take out a greatest common factor of 2 from the numerator, and if you divide 2x by 2, you're left with x, and then negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1. And then the denominator does not factor at all. And then nothing is the same. So it doesn't simplify any further. I can rewrite it in simplified form like this where it's factored, but I can't cancel anything. And then in number 4, so the trinomial, either use the x squared or the box. It's just an x squared out front, so you know it's going to be x times x. And you have to figure out what multiplies to negative 10 and adds up to 3 in the middle. That'd be 5 and negative 2. So it'd be x plus 5 and x minus 2. And then the denominator is x plus 5. And then you can simplify x plus 5 divided by x plus 5 is 1. So we're left with just a 1 in the denominator. So x minus 2 divided by 1 is just x minus 2, and I actually don't need the parentheses anymore, so x minus 2 is our answer. So those are some quick review from the first section of notes. So day 2, board problems, multiply and simplify. So this is going to go with the Unit 6 Lesson 2 notes. All right, to multiply, I essentially, when we multiply fractions, we multiply straight across the top and straight across the bottom. So we can make this one big fraction here, and then we need to just think of these as individual pieces and factor them individually. So if I start with x squared minus 10x plus 25. So what multiplies to 25 and adds up to negative 10, since it's a trinomial. So that'd be negative 5 and negative 5. So that piece right there, I'm going to rewrite as x minus 5 times x minus 5. If I multiplied that back out, I'd get x squared minus 10x plus 25. Remember, you could use the box. You'd have the x squared, the positive 25, and then the negative 5x and the negative 5x. And you could get the x minus 5 times x minus 5 using that method. X minus 10 does not factor any further, so that stays. So I have the top all multiplied out. Down here, 10x minus 100. I can take out a greatest common factor of 10. So 10x divided by 10 would be x. 100 divided by 10 would be 10. And then the next one, 45 minus 9x. You can take out a 9. And 45 divided by 9 would be 5. And then negative 9x divided by 9 would be negative x. So as it stands right now, I can simplify an x minus 10 and an x minus 10. 5 minus x is not the same thing as x minus 5. You could rewrite this as negative x plus 5. And then in order to simplify it, so to make it look like this one, you're going to have to factor out a negative 1. So rewrite this as, I'm just going to rewrite it again, x minus 5 on top times x minus 5 on the bottom. I'm going to have a 10 times a 9, and then I'm going to factor out a negative 1 from this. And that's going to leave me with negative x divided by negative 1 is x, and 5 divided by negative 1 is negative 5. Now I can simplify an x minus 5 with this x minus 5. So then on top, I'm left with just one x minus 5, which I don't need the parentheses anymore. And then on bottom, I'm left with a 10 times a 9 times a negative 1, so negative 90. And then that is as far as it simplifies. Okay. Number 2 is a little easier. Make it one big fraction. Here we are. So it's already been factored, so I can divide 6 divided by 6 is 1. R plus 2 divided by R plus 2 is 1. So that leaves me with 4R on top over 20. And then 4 over 20 simplifies to 1/5. Since 4 times R and then 4 times 5 is 20, so you can take out the 4. So it simplifies to 1/5 R, or R over 5. And the last one. Okay, so you either use the subtraction property when you're dividing exponents. Remember that x is x to the first, and then y is y to the first. This is a fraction, so think about this as 60 over 15. And maybe 15, 30, so 15 times 4 is 60. So it should simplify to 4 over 1. Or think of 60 as 4 times 15 times x times y. And then 15 times x cubed would be x times x times x times y squared would be y times y. So this is the long way of writing it out. So you can take out the 15, 1x, and then 1y. So you'll have left with a 4 on top, an x squared, and a y. So using the subtraction property with exponents, x cubed minus x, or 3 minus 1 is 2. It ends on bottom because there's more on bottom. 2 minus 1 is 1. You get 1y left in the denominator as well. So our final answer is 4 over x squared y. Okay, please finish doing the odds from pages 2 through 5. This is just for extra practice. I'm going to collect this at the end of the unit and just take questions on it as you are working on it.